Hello guys! Welcome back. Yes, virtual classes now. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on the time you're going to watch. So I miss you a lot. I hope we get back as soon as possible. But while we are not back to the regular classes, we are going to do these virtual classes, which are they are going to be great. We are learning. You're learning too, and I think we're gonna connect well. Listen, our first class is going to be on Unit 1. Unit 1 is about these life stories, and we are going to review it for the tests, okay? I'm gonna jump the text because we studied the text about the extraordinary lives. What we are going to study now is about the adjectives related to personality, yes? Remember that we studied these adjectives in a context related to the star signs. The star signs, we got two of them here, Sagittarius and Aquarius. And the important thing about studying vocabulary is that you have to put them in a context. It's very important not to study them isolated, não estudar vocabulário de forma isolada, but always inside in a context. Then it's easy and more memorable, okay? So here we have an example of vocabularies in the context related to personality. For example, the first one, Sagittarius, you are always cheerful and you are never rude, right? We have two words here, cheerful, remember the word cheerful, happy, yes? And we have the word rude, which is the opposite of polite. Remember what's polite? We studied this one. Polite means educado, so the opposite of polite is rude. You are always listening to your friends. Everyone loves being with you because you are funny. Another vocabulary here related to personality, funny, yes? Funny, it's a positive one, happy, funny, and you have a good sense of humor. So here, in this case, here we have three different adjectives related to personality. You are talented and creative. Both vocabularies are related, similar to the Portuguese language. You are also very determined and like to make things happen. So determined, also a similar vocabulary to the Portuguese language. However, you are sometimes a little moody. Remember we studied this word moody that was a little bit different from the Portuguese language when you are not in a good spirit, like your face is closed, yes? So, and you find selfish people difficult to work with, but your patience helps you. So selfish, again, a different word, selfish, when you don't want to share things with your friends. So it's mine, I don't want to give you, you don't want to share with your friends. So here, you see that sometimes we have vocabularies that they are related to our own language, so it's easy to associate. But remember, we also have something called false cognates, yeah, false friends, that you have to be very aware of. We have here serious, good-natured, unimaginative, and miserable. So another good way of learning new vocabularies is doing the opposite, yeah, because you are learning, the vocabulary that you study, but also you are learning a new one by the opposite. So I'll give you the answer. For example, serious, we have in the text that it's funny, the opposite is funny, good nature, rude, or also polite. The word good nature could be polite. This one, unimaginative, creative, and miserable, cheerful, right? So these are the vocabularies. You can have many others related to personality, and these one are some examples that we had in our book, okay? So I'm referring the page here. This is in your student book, page number 10. We also have exercises on the workbook, page 90. Remember, the workbook is the ones that we are going to check it for homework, okay? All right, guys, continuing here. Now we are going to talk about possessive adjectives and possessive pronoun. remember, this is an English class, so the classes will be in English. If you don't understand, what do you have to do? Pause the video, go back, pause the video, go back, go to a dictionary, check it, and send me a message. Yes, you can send me a message and we can talk. So, possessive adjective and possessive pronouns. We have the subject here because I want to relate it to the adjective and the pronouns. It's always good to relate I to mine and to my and to mine because it refers to I, eu, meu, minha, right? So, and the same for the other ones. You know that sometimes they repeat, like the adjective for he, his, and his, they are the same. And also, what you can note that these possessive pronouns, they have an S that differs from the other ones. Only mine and mine that are different. So, they are here for you to visualize, to see that they have correlations to each other, okay? This is important because when you are applying them in the sentence, they have to have correlation. They have to be connected to the subject. So I split them in different parts, A, B, and C, for the possessive adjectives. Letter A says possessive adjective comes before a noun. Right. We need to understand what is a noun. I didn't ask about adjective because, perguntei sobre adjective because I understand that you know what is it, yes? But the word noun, the word is a bit more difficult to remember. Noun, it's a substantive, yes? So it always comes, before a noun. So my jacket is new. Before I need to have this possessive adjective. And also it's important to have the noun itself. Because if I don't say, se eu não digo quem que eu estou mencionando, how you're going to know what I'm talking about, yes? So, my jacket is new. If I say my is new, a minha é nova, then you're going to say, my what, yes? So, I need to know who you're talking about. So these two, they come together. Yes, it's important for them to be together. So I know what I'm talking about. Letter B, it doesn't change its singular and plural form. So the singular form and plural form, they don't affect our possessive adjective. So this is our book. These, plural, are our books. So our, or my, his, any of those possessive adjectives, it doesn't change the form. O formato é o mesmo. It doesn't change, all right? We don't have plural and singular for those, all right? I know that in Portuguese we have, nosso, nossos, yes? So, but in English we don't have it. So singular, it's or plural, it doesn't matter. So letter C, do not use article, and this is important, yes? Don't use articles before a possessive adjective. It sounds weird. Remember the word weird, strange, weird, estranho. So my book, yes, or only my book. It's what we do in English, right? We don't have this article, o meu livro, my book, yes. And the same for noun and others, that we don't need an article for those. All right, guys. Moving on to the possessive pronouns. The possessive pronouns, they are a little bit different because they don't need a complement. They don't need an extra information to go together with this possessive. Like here. Here we have my, and then I need something extra, yes? My house, my car, my whatever, yes? Here, mine, I don't need an extra information, because já é entendido, subentende-se, que dentro dessa informação já tem o substantivo, right? So, my house, it's in here. My car, it's in there. So, the information is already in the possessive pronoun. I gave you here an example. For example, Peter likes his school, but Carla doesn't like hers. His school, his is the adjective, so I need this complement, yes? But Carla doesn't like hers. Hers what? Her school. So here, this information school, it's inside. I don't need to use it, to repeat it again. And the idea of using this sort of possessive pronoun is exactly for that, not to be repeating the same information. School, 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 school. Yes, I stop using repetition and I use this information here. Peter likes his school. O Peter gosta da escola dele. Mas a Carla, but Carla doesn't like hers. A Carla não gosta da escola, da dela, né? Da escola dela. It's understood, já é entendido, that school is in there, right? Letter B agrees with their antecedents, yeah? So, example, the country and its inhabitants. So, I'm using this information here, this possessive pronoun, because they are related to the word country. Country is an object, a thing. That's why I'm using it. Por isso que eu estou usando o it, porque country não é uma pessoa, é um país. Então, eu tenho que usar o pronome relacionado a ele. And the same for the others. A mesma coisa para os outros. So, if it was a girl, hers. If it was a boy, his, and so on. Plurals, and so on. Letter C, it doesn't change its singular or plural form. It doesn't change. É a mesma coisa. The same idea for this one here is the same idea for that one. So singular, the car is mine. These cars are mine, mine, mine. Singular or plural, the format is maintained the same way. Okay? So we don't change it. And letter D, it can be used with the preposition of. It can be used with the preposition of. Here I have the example. She is a relative of hers, for example, or relative of his, right? So when I use this preposition of here, automatically in this expression, I have to use one of these possessive pronouns here. O que eu estou dizendo aqui? What I'm saying here. She is a relative of his. Ela é uma parente dele. Okay, guys, so this is about possessive adjective and possessive pronouns. In your books, you have exercises from the student book. I think you already finished that. And you also have exercises from your workbook. Remember, the workbook is the one that I'm going to check. Yes, I'm going to give you a grade for that one. And I will also see if I can find extra activities that I will post in our Google Classrooms, ok? Vou postar algumas atividades extras relacionadas a isso no Google Classroom. Então, fica esperto lá. Check the Google Classroom for extra activities. Okay. And now, moving to verbs. Here we are talking about adjectives, and here now we are talking about verbs. And this one here, it's simple past. Simple past, and also we are going to see something related to use it to that's connected to the past, yes. I like to organize it in a more visual way. I start with the subject, I, he, she, it, we, you, they, and then I have two different types of verbs. Verbs that are regular and verbs that are irregular. Regular verbs, how do I know it? How do I know it's a regular or irregular verb? Well, there is only one way of knowing this, by studying, yeah? Tem que estudar. You have to try to memorize the words. I put the word work here. I know it's a regular verb because it ends with ed. Mas se eu tivesse que construir esse passado simples por meio da raiz do verbo work, eu tinha que saber, I have to know that this is a regular verb, so that's why I'm using ed. Yes, I'm transforming this verb into the past. So it's a regular verb. Irregular verbs are the ones that are a bit more difficult because are the ones that we have to change the format. In many cases, we change the format of the main verb, do verbo principal here, yes? Here we have the verb go, ir, yes? But the past of go is went. So how do I have to know, how do I have to study? Well, you go to page 59, take a look at the ones that you memorize, you recognize, and then you try to apply it to a context. O estudo de vocabulários, ele nunca é feito de forma isolada. A gente tem que aplicar ele a um contexto. E se for um contexto pessoal, personal context, it's better because it's easy to memorize, yes? If you try to memorize lists of words, some people are good at that. Né? Tem algumas pessoas que são muito boas em memorar lista de vocabulários, de palavras. But maybe 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you forget most of it. Acaba esquecendo a maioria. So what you have to do is to apply to a context. É assim que a gente vai ver nos vestibulares, por meio de textos. So you have to understand that the word, they will not come isolated, they will come in a context. So you have to study about it. So, going back here, what I did is the affirmative positive form here. So I work, or I wait, yes. Look, even though irregular verbs, they are difficult, mesmo que os verbos irregulares sejam difíceis, they are easy in the sense simple past is simple because I don't need to conjugate. I don't need to change the form of the verb for every single subject here. So I work, he work, she work, it work, we work, you work, and they work. Okay? I don't need to change it. Here it's different. Here is no. I work, he works, she works, it works, we work, you work, they work. They are the same verb. Yes, work. The same for irregular word. I went, he went, she went, it went, we went, you went, and they went. So I don't need to change it in any of those subjects. So it's simple because of this. What is difficult because I have to remember and study the irregular verbs and the list of irregular verbs. So that's the most difficult part of here, okay? And also, what I will say here that uma das razões que a gente diz que no inglês, in English we don't have sujeito oculto, yes? So I need to mention, because if I say work yesterday, quem? Who? I, he, she, it, we, you, or they, yes? So I need to know who, quem, is doing the action in this sentence, okay? So this is the affirmative and positive form. We can also do I'm gonna just take it up here very quickly, the negative one. So the negative form, yes? The negative form, we need something very important for the negative form, which is called auxiliary verb. And in this case, our auxiliary verb is did. As it is negative, of course, we can do like this. We can also do like that. Did not. Separated, yes? Teacher, which one do I use more? Qual deles eu uso mais? It doesn't matter, it depends on the situation, yes? Sometimes, when I don't want to give so much emphasis for something that is negative, eu não quero dar muita ênfase para algo que é negativo, né? Na linguagem, no inglês é importante isso, porque, for example, if you are asking something for your parents, está pedindo algo para sua mãe, para seu pai, né? Seus pais, and they answer in English like this, no, you didn't, yeah, or something like this. O not is weak, a weak not, né? Que a gente fala, né? Not fraco. Agora, if they separate, you did not, so it means that this not is very important. So it depends on the context. Both are okay, both are correct, but the separation of not gives more intensity for the negative aspect of the sentence, okay? So here, something that is mais fácil, it's easier, is that I don't need to be thinking about regular or irregular verbs. I didn't work, or I didn't go. Now I don't have this worked, went, yes, in todos os outros verbos. Yeah? I don't need that. Because my information for past is here in this did, okay? So I don't need more information here for simple past because it's here, right? So I say I didn't work, eu sei que eu estou dizendo que eu não trabalhei, right? No português a minha conjugação é sempre no verbo, agora no inglês ela passa a ser no auxiliar for negative, alright? So that's something that you need to remember. So, teacher, e se eu cometer o erro, if I go like this, if I say, I didn't work it, ok, eu vou entender, in spoken language, that you didn't work, but grammatically incorrect. Se você está fazendo uma prova, um exame, then it's going to be incorrect, ok? Mas, remember, né? Nem sempre a gente precisa falar certo. Yes, sometimes we make mistakes, it's okay, yes? Em português we say, né? Problema, nós vai. So, yes, and we understand what you're talking about, yes? In English it's the same idea, but try to do as good as possible. All right, something different for questions here. I said different because the structure changes a bit, and I'm going to try to clean it out again. So I, he, she, it, we, you, and they. Now, they are not the first information that comes. Eles não são agora a primeira informação que vem. A primeira informação para question é o auxiliar. Did, ok? And did works for every single then, todos eles. And after that, what I have is this subject, yes, and the verb, work, or I use go, yes? And question mark, you have more information here and so on. Did you work? Did I work? Did she work? Did it work? And so on. Again, o verbo aqui não precisa ser, it doesn't need to use ed because of this information is already telling me that it's simple past, okay? And the same for this one, I don't need to think about irregular and irregular verb. What else? O que mais eu preciso saber for simple past? Expressions of time. Na grande maioria das vezes, eu preciso, I need informações, I need information about expressions of time. Quais são? For example, yesterday. Que mais? When I was a child, quando eu era criança. When I was a child. No livro de vocês, in your books, tanto no student como no workbook, tem alguns exercícios e tem também expressions of time. Yesterday I said in 1977, yes, quando eu tenho uma preposição aqui. Another one que a gente usa muito, que é o ago, né? 3 dias atrás, 3 days ago, and so on. Last. Tem algumas expressões, time expressions, that I need to use with simple past. Por quê? Why do I need to use time expressions of time with simple past? Porque vai ter um estudo depois, we're going to study later, alguns de vocês probably already studied, which is present perfect, presente perfeito, que na verdade é passado. Yeah? A palavra presente, present, é só para confundir. Present perfect, it's past. And in this present perfect structure, eu não posso usar time expressions of time. So, and in here I need, because é um tempo terminado, eu preciso dizer quando esse tempo, when it has finished. Okay? I hope I was clear in this explanation. If I was not, né? Se vocês não conseguiram entender alguma coisinha e ficou em dúvida, send me a message or pause the video, go back, check it again, go Google, yes, go the internet, check some information extra. And I hope, again, I hope I could help you somehow, and I hope to see you. I miss you so much, yes. It's so difficult to give classes to a camera. I want to give a class to you students, yeah, come. No, but please be safe at home and wash your hands, and see you next time. Bye.